Hold on. I'll link.
We're coming back on right now. We're live. What are you talking about?
So there were giveaways that Blizzard was having everybody do.
Oh yeah. Well, everybody was doing that. Like, how can whatever.
Yeah, but did you see
these-
Incontrol's tweets about it?
No.
Are these as randomized as their Overwatch beta?
Oh no, well,
no.
It was
Okay.
streamers giving out keys to
Yeah, they basically gave us, I think, a bunch of streamers a bunch of merch to give away, like during these launch streams or whatever. Welcome back, everybody. By the way, we're like continuing our conversation.
StarCraft news, boys.
Yeah, just a little bit of StarCraft talk in the break, but going to talk about virtual reality. Richard's here somewhere, so at some point I'm sure we'll be pulling him on. So be ready for that. I'm actually ready for that. That's why we had a little bit longer break. And I think Steven's going to have to check out at some point too. But wanted to talk about virtual reality before before that happens. The Oculus Rift, obviously, were pre-ordered, this last week or at CES. The pre-orders were
that
built.
announcement.
What?
Was such a fucking nightmare.
What, of the Oculus Rift?
Yeah, the pricing. People
Yeah.
so
So the price, guys, for what he's
my
talking about,
God.
$600. It's $600. You need like
That's
a 970.
Like $150.
Yeah.
This is the ballpark.
It's 600.
Yeah, and you,
$600
need
for it, and you need a 970.
I think the cheapest, I was reading, I think the cheapest you can go is like $1,300 and still be able to run, both that and a computer, like the VR and the.
Oh,
Yeah.
to build a
So-
rig.
Yeah, so
$1,300
you have to have a rig, based. Yeah, you have to have a rig.
Like,
That
that
was
would be
something that was really confusing to me, and I'm kind of a layman. I don't follow it up as much. I was always under the impression that you could buy like an Oculus Rift, and like that, it was kind of like a console.
That's what I
And
thought
then
too,
it
but
was-
then I
I know you need
Yeah.
a whole other computer to run the thing. I didn't know that at all. Damn.
It's funny
It's
because
a really
I've had
expensive monitor.
demos. Yeah,
Fancy monitor.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what it is. I've done even demos, and it didn't even dawn on me that was actually, it was plugged into basically your computer. But this is the new, look, we've been talking about virtual reality for a while, but with Oculus Rift and, the Vive coming out, and there's already some smaller versions that are already out, right, or cheaper versions and not as good, like not as impressive as the Oculus Rift and Vive out. This is the new
Vive have
era.
a price point yet?
The which one?
Does the Vive have a price point yet? That's the only one I've done.
No, I don't think the
Not the
Vive has
Vive.
announced a price point.
Are they
but-
all buying the screens from Samsung? Because if so, then it's going to be probably a similar price point.
Yeah.
And I
yeah.
think
they
since Samsung's
might
the
be.
only company that make those screens,
I don't know about that actually.
I'm pretty sure they are, because a lot of people were confused that because Samsung is going to be making a competing device to the Oculus Rift, so people are wondering if Samsung is pricing the screens in such a way to fuck the Rift, and they're going to lower the
Oh
prices.
God.
They released that thing. I don't
Maybe,
know why you
maybe.
compete with an OEM for your own device, but I mean it's.
I mean,
Well,
it happens all the time.
it
though, right?
does, totally.
I mean, Sony and Blu-ray is the big one. That's why all the other consoles got fucked on Blu-rays when that was a thing in the PS3. So.
Yeah. So who's actually seen a demo of it?
I've done the
I-
Vive. I've done a Vive demo before.
Okay, I've done
I've
the
not done it in
Oculus.
person, but most of my team at the Daily Dot has, and I plan to relatively soon.
What do you think, Scott?
So.
The Vive thing was cool as shit.
Yeah.
I guess there's even like a zombie one now where you're actually shooting people. I did the one with the whale, and then you had the paint program where you could 3D paint. I thought it was cool as shit. I mean, I was loving it. The whale scared me, like I was fully
Yeah.
engaged. I like the Vive too because it has you have controls in your hand.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
you
right.
see them virtually. I don't think the Rift has that per se. I don't.
The one I did didn't have that.
Yeah. It was cool. Now, would I buy one? Would I have a need for one to game or do stuff? I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
even
not.
have enough. The
God,
biggest issue for me is actually having enough space, because there's cameras
Yeah.
all around
Yeah.
you and stuff. So, I mean, I couldn't do it in this office, that's for sure. Like the most logical place is the den.
I feel
And
like this.
I'm not gonna put a chair in the middle of my den and just be like sitting there. Fuck.
Yeah, because you gotta walk
That'd be-
around, and then does somebody
Yeah.
around you so you don't bump into shit?
Yeah, exactly, right.
I don't
So
know.
I feel like this is I feel like the marketing point is the casual gamer that would like to try this, but I feel like the price point is not, with the having to have the rig and everything, because having to have that kind of rig, you're talking to me, right? I built a gaming PC this year, So obviously
Also, the estimates, keep in mind that the estimates that you're giving on that rig that you're talking about, it's not going to be $1,300 a rig. That's like $1,300 if you build it yourself. That's going to be like $2,000 if you get this pre-built, I'm assuming, right?
that's true. Yeah.
I don't think it's quite $2,000. I think it's like probably 1,500.
no,
It's
it's
1,500.
A lot more,
Like
maybe.
1,500.
be
Like
able-
not buying a monitor. just
The
straight up
1,300
rig. I mean,
was the $600 Oculus Rift plus enough parts to get a running 970 computer. Well, that
So they're
was
building a 970 computer for like $600, $700.
it's possible. Yeah, it's very like minimal.
Is
mean,
this
970
using
by itself.
like a duo core, like $40
you
motherboard?
still
and-
need like at least a
No,
26. I think you still need at least like an i7 2600 like K or
You?
something.
I thought you could
I
get
think
away
you-
with an i5. a high
Really?
i5.
I mean, there's some i5s that perform as well as i7s, right? But
Yeah.
it's.
But,
I
like,
thought it was 2600 was the
my-
min, but
My point is like your like the requirements are for people like us. Right, that have
no, like we
high-end
know what this
computers,
shit
right?
is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we had the high end computers, right? We're like all of us have probably built a PC at some point in our life, but like that's like the requirement, but the marketing point is like the gamer that's not all into the whole thing of like a giant mouse pad and a performance
Yeah,
mouse, right?
I'm surprised they're not selling just an all-in-one package, right? Like you would think.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah,
eventually.
I figured they would come out with it. It can't all be in the goggles, of course, because it'd just be too heavy and shit. But I figured they would have done that.
Kind of feel like that's like them. They're gonna partner up with some like third party manufacturer, like and do that like iBuyPower or CyberPower or somewhere that like isn't giant but would be willing to sell their shit alongside a VR machine.
All right, dream game, either esports or not. Like, what are we looking at?
I have a question for SirScoots. This is something that I'm like really curious about, and you have
God.
the
Oh, God,
wisdom because of your time on this earth to have seen many technologies come and go. I think that's the most polite way I could have said this.
Oh my god.
Do you think that VR is like a legitimate thing that will be cool, or is it going to be a gimmick like 3D movies? That's
Well,
like the question that I've
Yeah,
always wanted.
that
to
is the big question.
Good question. I am old enough to remember virtual reality the first time, and it's actually a funny story. When I live in Phoenix, and God, over a decade ago, I was working for a friend of mine who started a virtual reality company here, and we're talking like the big, like virtual reality simulator helmets you had to wear that you had to have some sort of like weighted system because they were too heavy.
Yeah.
God
And
bless.
he made like simulators and stuff. Like he made NASCAR simulators. So we would take we'd make little cars, like little NASCARs, and fit it all out, and then NASCAR would rent those, and he would take them to different racetracks, and kids could race, but it wasn't. It definitely wasn't as high tech in the sense of it had head tracking, but that was the end of it. You were literally driving a video game, so you're using a regular steering wheel, and the resolution was shitty, right? This is like in the 90s, and in the early 2000s, so the resolution was really shitty. It was very blocky. It didn't look good. But it wasn't immersive, right? You very easily knew you were out of it. And it was just very cumbersome, really heavy. And now, obviously, they've made these things really small. I still think it's kind of gimmicky, Steven, to your word. I think now that like the survival game genre is blown up, right? And there's all these crazy survival games. I could see these outfits, especially the Vive, being like terrifying to play a survival game, right? Where like I was watching a streamer last night, and she was playing that Alien game, right? And could you imagine if like you had to be actually like manipulating yourself and looking for the alien and all those kind of crazy things? But is it still going to be really niche and gimmicky and a game sense, Steven? I think very much so, much like 3D is. Where I see it maybe getting really crazy is like the painting and the development, and all the other weird software that's coming out for like the Vive, where you can make all this shit. More development and artistic stuff than actual gaming. And I think
What do you think about like immersive worlds though? Isn't that going to be awesome?
yeah, again,
Yeah.
same kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
if you were into Minecraft and now you could roam around your Minecraft
that'd be
server,
fucking
so to
cool.
speak.
Yeah.
One thing that like everyone talks about esports, right? And VR. Well, I don't think we're ever going to see like our pro players playing VR games like Lawnmower Man. Shit's probably not going to happen. What we've talked about internally before, because some of these events have these demos going, and we're like, wouldn't this be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if I at home could put my Vive on, and I'm now in the front row of the major, because I'm not going to
okay,
travel
sure.
to it, right?
Yeah.
And I get that experience, and maybe I can move myself backstage. Maybe I can go inside the player pod, right,
Like
and see
pay-per-view.
things that I could never really
Yeah.
see if I was even at the event, right? Those kind of behind the scenes things. That would be kind of neat, you know. You got
Yeah.
the crowd around you and all those kind of cool things. But again, is that technology feasible? Is it easy to do? Is it expensive? I don't know how that works.
My only concern, right?
Another.
Porn, obviously, but that's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, porn could be like a major driving thing if they actually get that shit figured out. I mean, wasn't pornography pretty much the decider between the format war between VHS and Betamax? Like,
Yep.
I mean,
that
pornography
did drive it.
could be like
That
a
is-
huge.
I mean, it's
driving
already
thing.
like I had coworkers that went to the CES, and I have one that has an Oculus Rift, and he watched porn through his Oculus Rift and wrote a review about it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, there was.
That-
It's
The
right
guy
here.
that does that guy work for you guys? The guy that has a video. There's some guy that has a video from CES that went.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have
sh-
no
I'm sh-
idea, but like
oh.
this was an article that
Here,
we
I'll
did.
show it
It
real
was like,
quick. I'll show it real
I
quick.
watched VR porn or whatever with my.
There's
Oculus Rift.
the whole Mashable like video too. I think a lot of
That
Yeah,
people
too.
I
saw.
definitely think porn will be big for it in that sense. But I think esport wise, I think a spectator tool would be a good fit for the technology for sure.
Yeah, like you could also sell it as like a pay-per-view, right? Like if you really wanted to. If you
Yeah.
really want those extra experiences.
The
But, like,
VIP gold passes, man.
my main concern about
Yeah.
about the new Vive and Oculus Rift, like this virtual reality age, is that like the motion age was a giant flop. So is this gonna be like the similar to the motion age? So we're talking like what was the, I don't even remember what the PlayStation one was, but PlayStation Move, and then like Kinect was the Xbox One, and then Wii was obviously its own motion sensor now, and like even Nintendo, who like really pushed the envelope with the Wii, like they've even kind of gone back on that. Like I have a Wii U in the other room, and like it's not like I never play in the motion games. Like I play Smash Brothers, and like I play on a fucking GameCube controller.
I think a lot of normies like the Wii Sports things, though, right? I remember a lot of people that would
Yeah,
like
Yeah, the Wii
a
Sports
lot of
things are
people
fun.
those
Well,
are-
let me ask you guys a question. Do
Hmm?
you, when you have a chance to go see a movie, do you go see it in 3D or do you not?
Never.
I don't. I never do.
One time in my
Only-
life I did it. I'll never
I
do
don't.
it again. Fuck
the
3D
only time I see it in 3D is if it is on a bigger screen or in IMAX.
So
Those
do you
are-
think that's a relatable?
I
It's
do it.
kinda-
That's one of the things that
I
I
have no
compare to,
advocate
like,
about 3D. I don't watch it 3D.
It's
3D
kind.
3D movies were sold so much as like the next big thing and it's gonna be huge. But every time
Nobody
I
gave
ever
a fuck.
Well,
every time
no.
I
So
saw it felt like you were supposed to be like a kid in like a haunted house. Like, oh, it's floating out at me. But it, like I never felt like I saw a 3D movie and it was like, oh my god, this is just so much better now that.
yeah, I mean
that
that's the thing. Like I don't think there's.
Like, oh, like you said, like here comes the hand, here comes the star.
But I don't think there's been a movie that's been from start to finish been meant to be a 3D movie. You know, it's always.
Avatar was the only one I could think
Yeah,
of.
okay, I guess maybe Avatar was, but since Avatar, there hasn't been another movie that was meant to be a true 3D movie. Like you're not supposed to watch it in 2D. I mean, just not
Yeah,
2D,
I
but
mean,
you're not supposed to watch it in the regular theaters. You're
I went and
supposed to
saw-
watch it in 3D.
I went and
And
saw the new Star Wars in IMAX 3D 3 times, and
but
like
that
it
was
nothing in 3D.
I mean, it's just like one of those things where let's reserve this scene so that it looks cool in 3D. You know what I mean? Just so that we can sell tickets for a little bit more in these IMAX theaters or these 3D theaters and stuff. That's what it's turned into. It's just a marketing thing now. But I still think there is potential for it, and same with VR. I mean, VR. I think when people start making games that are not parallel to any games that we play right now. That's like 2D. Then I think that's when we're going to be starting getting.
I
Just,
kind of
It's just
feel
a
like
matter of like it's a matter of like, can you tell a story or can you do something? Like, is this really transformative of the medium of playing video games?
right,
So to
exactly.
make that sound less pretentious,
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
if you go back from the difference between a silent film and a film with speech is monumental. There's a huge difference. Like you can relay so much more stuff in a film with speech and music versus no speech. Like there's so much more you could do. With color, you can argue that with art and with different shots, like films look so much different with color
That's a good
versus
analogy.
without color, right? Yeah, but like 3D. It didn't really do much. Like you didn't really get. In my personal opinion, now maybe there was something more that needed to happen and it just didn't. Maybe there needed to be that special film that happened in 3D that would have made it different, where you can see something in 3D. Like, do you think that anybody that watched Avatar in 2D felt like they missed out, and the person in 3D had a much
Yeah,
more
I
enriching
don't think
experience?
so.
Like, I don't think so.
No.
So like that's what's gonna happen with like 3D. Like if you get a bunch of people playing like FPSs and even like survival horrors, or like I could understand it being kind of fun, but like, is it really gonna be that much difference than turning your lights off and playing it on a monitor? Like, are you gonna get an experience delivered to you via a VR platform that's going to be transformative of the medium in a way that wasn't possible to deliver before that thing existed. You know,
That
that's
was
gonna
like
be the question, I think.
That was my complaint though with like the Wii and stuff, right? Is like and all the Move and Connect like systems is they were all like single platform games as well, or like single game platforms rather. Is the fact that like they were really great with one game. Like Wii Sports was incredible, that was a really fun game, but like every other fucking game that had motion sensing, like it didn't fucking matter. There was you really were losing no gameplay if you were playing it, you know, with a controller on any of those systems.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it's a matter of the platform comes out and then the development happens, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Who
I mean,
innovates and
there's
who doesn't,
definitely
right?
way more people creative than us.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we'll have to see. It's going to take a while though. You know, most of these things are all tech demos for the most part. Even
like
the first
next
game.
generation Oculus, the second Vive, they'll all be better and cheaper, probably, right?
Well, those will. But I'm talking about the games themselves.
sure,
I think all the games that do come out when it finally does come out will be more tech demos than anything else.
Yeah.
But it'll be cool to see like Mario's and maybe some cool like maybe some brands that we know right now, like in some completely different form.
Yeah, I mean, I think like fucking Fallout would be like
Fallout
would
would be
be
amazing. Yeah.
I played it on a PC. I'd love to play it on VR because that game was fucking amazing.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let's talk about Keemstar. And,
oh my god.
oh gosh.
I'm gonna tilt on air, man. Like, holy shit.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
All right, so for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, Keemstar is a YouTube. He's a famous YouTube content producer that has a show called Drama Alert, and does all kinds of things where he talks about people, you know, this drama that's kind of going around on the internet, or he unveils something that causes drama. Right. This particular case, he basically was outing a pedophile that was like arrested and supposedly coming out of jail like this past week, and he linked this guy Tony, who was a RuneScape streamer. His tag is RS Glory and Gold, and basically accused him, like basically connected him as being the same person. So everybody freaked out, and everybody like immediately started doxing this guy, harassing this guy in chat. And the guy was just, and this guy Tony, I've seen this guy Tony before. He's like incredibly nice 62-year-old man who literally just is retired and just enjoys playing RuneScape, you know, and just having a good time doing that, and really sweet guy, like, to everybody. And so he just all of a sudden starts getting harassed, and he doesn't know what's going on, and you know, you can tell he's not even used to it, like the way he's kind of responding to it, you know, just a little bit in shock just about what's going on, like an hour or two. And then it's eventually some of the folks that are his like regulars and supporters, you know, explained to him what was going on. And then Keemstar apparently finally came around to Keemstar, like decided to question the folks that he got the information from, which was his team. And it turns out his team didn't properly vet this information, and what they did was just kind of match two pictures, like a guy and then Tony, and said, oh, this is the same guy. And then so Keemstar, you know, made a video about it, and then he obviously like was really upset about it. He had a whole apology video, and you know, he's supposedly going to be paying Tony back, or preventing him, or trying to get him not to sue him, right?
Yeah, he said that they don't. He doesn't think he needs to sue because they'll pay whatever damages he thinks.
Exactly.
So,
Keemstar's basically saying he'll pay whatever.
Said that he thinks Keemstar will pay whatever.
No, Keemstar said that. Keemstar will say he'll pay whatever it takes to make it right. Is kind of what he said.
Keemstar, he almost has 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Like, the guy's fucking rolling in dough.
Yeah.
Channel's giant.
But is the old guy gonna like go after him? Like, is he gonna like?
I think they settled it privately. I don't know.
Like, so, like, I think.
I feel like the more fucked up part about this is like the guy on his news team that like gave him this false information is now like private on Twitter and like hiding and like not owning his mistake for like almost ruining this guy's life.
Yeah.
I mean, end of the day, Keemstar's fault for going on air with the information, but yeah.
Yeah, but like obviously like in television news or in television news in any kind of aspect, like usually the anchor doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, it's vetted before it gets.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Like you have a veteran reporter that.
I watch the newsroom, man. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
but-
I mean, let me get a picture of
Yeah.
let me get a picture of Tony here so you can
Wait,
see.
this actually came up. This actually came up. A similar issue came up
Yeah.
in the Twitch subreddit recently, where there was a guy that supposedly was in the military and sexually abused. Did anybody remember hearing about this?
Nope.
Basically, there was a Twitch streamer who was in the military, and I guess he was like dishonorably discharged because
Whoa.
he was
Okay.
he was accused of sexually assaulting like a worker. And I don't know if he got like, I don't know if he spent some time in jail or what happened, but then people found out or whatever and decided, to do the big outing or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny that the internet, in some ways, like we all act like we're really progressive and we all talk about things like jail should be this place where you go and you rehabilitate. And I think that we should, you should be able to rebuild your life and all that. I'm really uncomfortable with this idea of people like digging up somebody who's already done time and like served their whatever and then finding out about it and then trying to put it all on the internet again. Like, even if this guy was, it sounds really bad to say, and somebody's going to fuck me for saying this, but even if this guy like was a pedophile and went to jail for it, like, he went to jail and he did his time and like now he's out.
Yeah.
Like, does
Yeah,
that mean
he's-
that the rest of their life is over? Like, I'm sorry, but like the average person on the internet is a fucking idiot. We've seen it happen time and time again with the Boston bombing shit. With how many times like I don't trust any like public group of people to dish out like good justice. They just don't. People on the internet are incapable of doing it in any kind of moderation. The internet has two settings when it comes to witch hunting: 0 and destroy their fucking life into the
That's
ground. Like there
absolutely
is no moderation.
That's
And
absolutely
we've
true.
seen it happen time and time and time again. Remember the one woman that stepped onto the airplane and made that tweet about going to Africa? Hope I don't get AIDS. Oh, but I'm white, so I should be fine. Her life was destroyed because
Yeah.
people saw that tweet and they misinterpreted it. She was making fun of the fact that like she's white and she'll probably be okay because black people are fucked. But people misinterpreted that and destroyed her whole life. Like, I don't trust the internet to dolt out judgment
that's like
in any
that's
kind
the
of fair
problem.
way.
What?
That's the problem with this drama alert show, right? Like the whole thing is like Keemstar's whole entire thing is taking justice against people. That's not what a fucking real reporter does. Like a real reporter presents the information and like lets people decide. Whereas he's like, what? Fuck this guy, and like every video he does, like when he calls someone out, it's this huge like middle finger, fuck you, I am the judge and the jury. Like,
But what does it tell you that a lot of people watch his,
Does he
his videos?
does he claim to be a journalist type like you, or is he?
No.
Like,
I mean, he has like a quote unquote news team, which is supposed to
Gotcha.
be like
Oh,
people
okay,
to
I
dig up
guess-
information.
Which is like a
So-
Skype
for the
group
drama.
of like 2 people that like
Essentially, right.
Yeah.
I feel terrible for the old guy because like years ago, and Steven, you might remember this back in the StarCraft days when I was with EG. Too Good show, right? You mentioned the show, Chris. Like off the cuff, one fucking time, Too Good calls me a pedophile. Oh yeah, that Scoots guy from EG, yeah, he's a pedophile. Like in an offhand comment, like to Semler or something, like during one of their shows, right? I still get people that occasionally be like, "Oh, hey, you're the pedophile." I'm like, "Fuck you, fuck James."
I don't know. So
years ago was
so
that?
hey, so
Right?
I've got
I'm
a
pedophile.
picture. I've got a picture of this pedophile guy. And he looks kind of similar to you here, though.
My
those
point being, I
Scoots.
can only imagine
looks a
that
little bit-
this guy who really got attacked, really got called on the carpet, because obviously James was poking fun at me, joking because I'm an old guy
Yeah,
managing
yeah,
young
of course.
kids, not sincerely calling me a
course.
pedophile like this guy was called. Like, I would go after every piece of fucking furniture and all the money Keemstar owned right now, man. I'd be like, fuck you, dude. There's one way to teach you a lesson, and that's out of your pocketbook. Again, I didn't watch the video, I didn't read the story, but like it sounds like this guy got fucking railroaded.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, he
people,
did,
People were,
and-
like fucking finding all his personal information. They were doxing
Yeah, they were
him.
doxing him,
They
totally.
were DDoSing him as well. Like they were taking down his fucking connection. They were like ruining his fucking life, dude. And like
Yeah,
literally
not
all
to be,
because
not
this
to
other-
be, not to say that anything was okay, but he came out
Yeah.
pretty.
He
good
came
on
out
top
fine
at the
because
end.
everybody
No,
came.
not
came
fine. He came
Right.
out pretty well.
Yes,
like,
he got a lot of
Like,
donations.
It's flipped the other way for him.
Yes, it's definitely flipped the other
Oh
way.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I mean, that's good.
Tons of donations, lots of viewers. Yeah,
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Lots,
it's not
lots
like
of more
this.
people.
That's good.
I mean,
Okay.
it was still pretty like the one day or a little bit under a day of hell that the guy went through was pretty shit. But like,
But
Yeah.
he got doxxed too. Like, so I mean, his real name was real. He purposely only said he was Tony for the longest. You know what I mean? There are a lot of things that still aren't the greatest for him. But
That's-
you know what I mean? So they know where he
Now, how is
lives,
this-
and
apparently,
it's
I don't feel
Apparently
like
it's a
Keemstar.
Twitch
How often does he do this and he's wrong versus he's right? Like,
He does it. He does it almost all the time. He does it like 3 to 4 times a week, and he's usually right. Like 90.
Yeah, he's usually
good
right.
More
He's-
than like 95% of the time. Apparently,
Right.
RS and Glory and Gold is now a Twitch partner as well. So Twitch gave him a partnership button over this. Subscribe
Yeah,
button.
yeah. So, justice, baby, justice.
I just wanted to play some RuneScape, you know.
Seriously, this is like a 62 guy who doesn't even care how many viewers he has, and he didn't have that many viewers before, you know. And like this happened to him. That's crazy. What happens on the
Maybe it's
internet?
gonna work out in the better for him then. In that sense,
Yeah, I think it probably
good
is.
bad thing can be, but yeah. Like, yay.
All right. Next topic here. I don't know where Richard is. He like messages me and then disappears here. But next topic we have is Nicoleslaw choking a cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes. All right, here we go.
Steven,
we
go.
might as well do all the dank.
She was
the
a little
dank
bit careless
topics
to the
there.
cat, but I don't think it was anywhere near as bad as people were making it sound like. She
Hold
looked like
on,
she was
hold
kind of being
on.
a dick. I think that if you saw somebody handle a cat like for real, like would you like grabbing that scruff on the neck and holding him down? I feel like 95% of people would look at that and think that you're being like really rough and really mean. Don't really think it was as bad as people made it out to be. But Nicoleslaw is one of the booby streamers, and people fucking hate the booby streamers, so all that shit got piled on. It would kind of be like if you found out like Donald Trump, you know, like choked a cat, like it would be the worst fucking thing in the universe. And people would pile on as a result of it.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I know Scoots is like a huge cat lover here.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
what
I'm a
do
big cat fan. You know, we talked about a little bit off air. I think I kind of agree with Steven that I would say it was not cool. I don't think the cat was in like life-threatening danger either, but it was definitely not happy. It was growling. It was in some sort of discomfort and pain to the point where it scratched because there's several different videos of her doing it.
Yeah.
But again, was what she was doing with her arm bar on the cats, was that really going to kill the cat? No, the cat was going to keep scratching until it got out. So, like, I mean, I definitely got on Twitter. I'm like, fuck that bitch, you know. You shouldn't be doing that shit. Like, that's uncool to your cat. Like, I'm a cat lover. I'm a cat sitting right here. But was she intentionally, maliciously trying to kill her cat on stream? Absolutely not. I think she's confused about how you show dominance to a cat. There is one clip where people on Skype are like, she's saying, "Oh, I'm showing him how to do dominance. How you do it, right?" And there's a way to kind of put a cat on its back and hold it there, but it's on its back on the ground, and you're over it, much like a dog. It's not tucked against while you're talking on stream to people.
A
It's
headlock.
It's a controlled
Fucking
environment
headlock.
if you're going to try to do this to a cat. So what I think, though, is exactly what Steven said. She has this incident happen, but because she's who she is, it blows up. Far worse than if I were to choke my cat or you were to choke your cat. Because, again, she's already, I think, been temporarily banned once, like a 24-hour thing. And she obviously gets a lot of grief for being an ex-cam girl. She is very much well endowed, right? If you call it, I mean, she's got large breasts, bigger than most.
Yes.
She has no problem showing them. I don't think we need to debate whether that's cool or not on Twitch. I don't give a fuck. Don't watch it. Don't fucking watch it if you don't want to watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares who gives who money, right?
Exactly.
I mean, the only time it gets weird for me is if, like, the argument of those streamers take away other streamer views, and even I go, no, they probably don't, because the kid wants to watch her. If he wants to watch Summit, he's gonna watch Summit. If he wants to watch a girl with big tits, he's gonna watch a girl with big tits.
Yeah,
I
that's like the
remember
number one
Steven-
thing that bothers me is that people have this fucking idea like, oh god, like I've only got 2,000 viewers. If only these titty streamers were around, I'm sure all these guys would be turning into my stream next. Like this kid that's watching of this fucking 18-year-old chick with 34 fucking DDDD breasts is gonna be coming to watch me immediately if they would just ban her fucking stream. But it's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just think that she, again, and she is truly, like, I'm not making it up. She is an ex-cam girl. She has said it.
Yeah.
Like, you can find it. And good for her. Like, she good or bad for her, depending if you think that's a
Yeah.
bad picture, I guess. But I think
That's
that
so
I think,
awful. She's an ex-cam girl. There's so many sites like that though. Like which one could she? What's the Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes, Scott. Tell us the exact
Just
link
like-
to.
so I
There's
just think
so
that
many of them.
like worked against her. And again, I think we all thought, even I thought, oh, it's gonna be like a 24-hour automatic ban because
Hell
people
no.
looked at her. She's still banned, so I don't know how Twitch does their bans, but it obviously wasn't a 48-hour. Should she be unbanned? Has she?
Have we
learned-
seen anything else dealing with an animal before on Twitch? Like any kind of animal abuse or?
And what I will say though, because I'm going to do it right in front of you, this
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh.
stuff and raising it up like this
Okay. Yeah.
is not painful to your cat. This is how mama cats grab their babies, no matter what size. Big tigers, big lions, little ones.
Yeah.
If I were to throw her around, that would be a different story.
That would probably hurt. Yeah.
That's the problem. She wasn't quite doing that. She was doing more.
A
can I use
headlock.
that as an example. She was doing this armbar thing
Here, I'll show
that
it
got
to
a
you.
little aggressive.
This-
I can't
this-
see it.
this-
And again, the cat scratched her, right? The cat immediately told her, stop doing that. So yeah, I think she's the victim of all of her kind of reputation leading to this incident, leading to then her Twitch going, that's enough, probably. At least
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah, so just another interesting incident on Twitch.
Did you know though, if she goes to a different streaming platform, she'll never be back allowed on Twitch. That is
Yeah.
actually a rule.
What?
Yeah,
you can't leave?
When Twitch
What?
bans you for some random ass shit that might not even be in the rules, you can't fucking stream for a fucking week. I heard this happen to somebody before. I don't remember. I think they watched
know-
like a YouTube video on stream for some reason. They got banned for a week, and when he tried to stream on another site, he got in a whole bunch of fucking trouble for it. I don't remember who this was.
You know who that did happen to recently? Our
Oh.
good old pharmaceutical friend Martin Scully got fucking completely dicked by Twitch because he got banned from Twitch. And then he went to YouTube
to
Gaming,
YouTube,
and now
yeah.
he's permanently on YouTube Gaming because Twitch said, "Fuck you, we're not letting you come back." He got like
Nice.
a 24-hour ban from Twitch.
Nice. I was being sarcastic. That happened to me.
That happened to him, dude. Yeah,
think
Oh, did it really?
Yeah,
Arm-
I got
like,
banned
hey.
for watching a YouTube video for a week or two. Yeah.
I guess it'd be a chokehold, not an armbar. Anyway, you get the point.
Yeah,
You're
it's
still
fucking-
trying to recreate this?
Yeah, because I thought if she would go somewhere else, Jacob, and she hasn't yet. So maybe maybe they said you got a week off, you got 2 weeks off. Think about it.
They also also usually don't communicate very well with streamers though about bans.
So she might not know. Like she might
Yeah.
be like the Counter-Strike guys were about a year.
Yeah, that'd be kind of that'd be pretty bad if they don't give
That
you.
would be like if she's
specifics.
gone forever, let her know so she
Yeah,
can
I
figure
mean,
out.
these
what she wants to do.
some people do this, like for their living. They need to know if they need to find a new job or
Fucking
something
losers.
like that.
Maybe they should get a real fucking job instead of just streaming fucking video games. You act so entitled, like you deserve to make money just playing fucking video games, while the rest of us have to do real work. It's fucking disgusting.
Idiot. All right, let's see. Next up, we got. Oh, we should talk about Ricky Gervais hosting the Globes. How about that? Just something a little bit not non-gaming. Did you guys watch the Golden Globes?
I watched bits and pieces of it.
How about you guys?
Yeah,
or
I watched
YouTube
this-
from
I
it?
watched bits and pieces of it as well. Yeah.
Steven? Tell me you saw some of it,
yeah,
dude. Come on.
I
All right.
saw the entire opening monologue, and then I've heard bits and pieces.
Okay, so what? So Ricky Gervais was hosting it, right? We all know Ricky Gervais. He's he's a very he's a comedian that's going to be that's going to insult people and
Like, that's
give you
hard as fuck.
exactly
Yeah,
cringe,
totally
give you
skip.
some of that cringe comedy, and it's
Yeah.
funny as shit. I think it's funny as shit. But one of the things that have been making news, or he's gotten a lot of pushback for, was just throwing out an insult at Caitlyn Jenner, right? And it's insane that he's getting shit for that, given that for what he's, he made a joke about women drivers. Like he was talking about Caitlyn Jenner and all this, how, she's been.
It was a great year for
Yeah,
Bruce
great year
Jenner,
for
but not
her,
a great
yeah,
year
exactly.
for her and women drivers or whatever.
No, it's like a great year. Is like her transformation and like bringing more light to the trans community and stuff. But she did nothing for women drivers or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And because of that joke, like the entire community, the trans community, I think has been bashing him, and it's kind of crazy because he didn't really say anything that was like that offensive to the trans community, in my opinion.
Well,
LGBT community is really sensitive about stuff,
it's-
though.
it's-
Yeah, so like, it's better to just not say anything than to say something at all.
Yeah, but anyways, I mean, he's gotten a lot of shit for that. I mean, there were some things he said during the thing I think it was worse to other people, but for some reason, this one's the one that he's been getting the most shit about. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on it, Steven?
what do you think I'm gonna say?
I don't know. Shit. Did you?
I mean, I don't think it was that big of a deal. It's just, I mean, obviously they're very sensitive people, so.
Yeah.
I think I agree. You hire a guy like him, you know what you're getting. It's not his first time like taking shots, right? That's why he gets hired. He's good at it. He's funny, and I think you can't have it both ways. You can't. Whatever.
That was a horrible
hang on.
Wow. Wow. Oh,
You
wow.
can't have it both ways.
Oh,
Oh no.
shit.
Maybe maybe you can. In the sense of
Oh
like,
my God.
like you can't laugh and be okay with him making fun of this, and this. And when he turns his same kind of humor over here, and here, you can't all of a sudden fucking get offended and want to burn his house down. Like,
Yeah.
like you have to have a little bit of like, oh, okay, now he's made fun of us because he made fun of them, and them. Now, if you don't want to make fun of anybody, then don't fucking hire the guy, right? And he's certainly not going to apologize. He's very unapologetic about his humor, rightfully so. I mean, he's like, he tweets shit back at people like. It mocks them, right? When they okay, don't watch my shit. I don't care, right?
Yeah.
So I think, are they being a little bit overly sensitive? Yeah. If you take in the context of him taking shots at everybody, like you got to lighten up a little bit when he's on stage doing his thing, right? It's not like he's writing blogs and seriously condoning Caitlyn's life choices and transgender world, and he's not that guy. So I think it's much ado about nothing, right? Like. Come on, social justice warriors, have a laugh once in a while, maybe? I don't know.
No such thing, man. No such thing. They're always on alert, man.
Wait, MLG's calling. I think I just lost my gigs.
Seriously? Seriously? Oh, man. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure if Rich is going to come here. Oh.
So again, I don't know. I mean, because like you said, some stuff was even worse than that one, right? So I don't know.
Steven, you got to go or no?
Yeah, I have to leave like now.
All right. Do some quick shout outs before you leave.
Yeah, follow my new Twitter at OmniDestiny, okay? Please follow my new Twitter. I need to build these followers.
This
Very
is
important.
This is like the only time he's ever plugged this Twitter, so it's a big deal whenever he's doing that.
He got coxed.
He got coxed.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. I love you guys.
All right, cool. Why don't we take a quick break? I can adjust these some of these overlays.
I am not a confirmed pedophile, transphobic cat choker. Jesus, your chat.
Holy fuck.
Dude.